Hi everyone and welcome back to LPB Racing for the LPB IMSA Replica Championship on GT Sport. This is race 2 from Willow Springs of round 4, so double points again up for grabs here. We've swapped the classes around, so DPI now are Division 2 and Division 1 are now in the GTLM. Will's alongside me again, and now this is going to be an absolutely mental race, I think, because from what we had last time, that was pretty much the standard.
Yeah, it was a very crazy race all the way up until the end. Now with the tables being turned with the Division 2 guys in the prototype, it's going to be really interesting to see how they can lap around this track.
Oh, yes, definitely. So we'll just go through the grid order then. So Will is on pole for this one, so brilliant qualifying for Will in this one, in the 919 hybrid. And then, we've got Firepower second in the TSO 50, out qualifying Keith. So again, Firepower on fire here. In second place, Keith third. Blake in fourth for the second of the Porsche team cars. Bradders in fifth in the R18. Not as good round here in that car, unfortunately. And we've only got the 5 LMPs in this, unless we've got... we've got MGR further back, right at the back of the grid, because he unfortunately didn't have time to qualify. So now on to Will for the GTLMs.
We're going to have Stevie in 6th with the Audi R8, and then we're going to have TY in 2nd and the Corvette. Bidster in 3rd with the Jaguar F-Type. Rados in 5th with the AMG. Neil in 6th with the Corvette. Woo Woo in 7th with the AMG. Red Bull in 8th with the 2nd of the R8s. And Tim in 7th
at the back,
and at the back with the 2nd F-Type.
Yeah, so a bit of a mix-up of the grid there. So Stevie with a good pole position there for his class, and Will with a good pole position for his. MGR didn't have time to qualify, so I think they might let him through on the formation lap to join the back of his group. But anyway, we'll get on with the race. So 3, 2, 1, play. And let's do this. So Carl's getting ready for the off here at Willow Springs, and onto the formation lap we go. More chaos is going to be on the way here, Will, and we've got a very slow Stevie off the start. I think they're trying to let MGR through the middle. Let MGR's going through the middle there, so MGR goes through up into his starting position there, and the GTLM is now on their formation lap. So yeah, it's going to be another entertaining race, and a mix of Porsches and Toyotas at the front of the DPIs.
Yeah, and really showing which one, really, we're not sure which one is the best, because, I mean, last race, they were going back and forth, and strategy was really what helped TY along with his pace really get that gap in the front. In this race, it's flipped with the Porsche on pole and a Toyota in second, so I wonder what's going to be the determining factor in this race.
And Brad is in the sole Audi, but not doing bad in 5th place there. And then in GTLM, obviously, we didn't expect the mid-engined car of Stevie in the Audi to do so well. We expected the Corvette to be on pole here, and or the Jaguar, but obviously it is the Audi at the front. So brilliant qualifying from Stevie.
Yeah, and I really didn't expect those mid-engine cars to be doing well, because, I mean, tracks like this with elevation change it has, the corners in it, it really just doesn't like it. It likes to step out and get really loose on you, so it's really surprising to see those Audis up front.
I mean, Red Bull in 13th, so it was... Stevie did a fantastic job there, because Red Bull in the other Audi back down in 13th place. So anyway, we are lining up for the start here, Will, and looks like we've got a bit of a spread at the front. Looks like they might need to close that up a bit, but look very spread at the front actually. But they're just about closing up now. So we're getting ready for the start of this one, and Will, I'll let you take this one.
All right, everybody's bunched up, really trying to take it slow to the start here, and still waiting on the go. Keith's lagging back a little bit. Not sure why they're letting Will get this far out front.
Yeah, it's weird that.
I don't understand why everybody else is lagging back, and they're going to go.
That's why he waited. We're off down towards turn 1. Will.
Everybody tucked in cleanly, and nothing going too far right here in prototypes.
Yeah, and GT, we've got TY in the lead of that. He's mugged Stevie off the line with the mid-engine power of the Corvette. And we've got plenty of cars side by side through here. Bids are sticking to the inside, but back to the DPI as well.
And so far up front, Will stretching out the gap, but we're going to have Keith in second, Firepower third, Bradson 4th, and Blake in 5th, and MRG in 6th. So not a really whole lot changing off the start.
Back into GT, TY in the lead of the freight train with Stevie second. The two Mercedes have had a fantastic start, Woo Woo and Rodders. Rodders 9th, Woo Woo 10th. So the Mercedes have had a very good start there, and they've fantastic first couple of corners. Bids kicking up the dust in the alternative colours of the silk cut Jaguar. And it looks like the Mercedes cars are really on it here. Not the best qualifying, but looks like they've got the speed. But back to DPI.
And again, nothing. MRG taking 5th from Blake, and after that, it pretty much stays the same. No really made lead changes as Will trying to stretch that gap out to Keith.
And Bradder's right behind Firepower there, putting the pressure on in DPI as well. You can see that with the Audi right behind the back of that Toyota, and really challenging for position here. Having a little look into the inside, but Firepower has definitely been improving his defence over the last few seasons. But I've just been bigging him up, and he's put the wheels on the dirt. And we've got a car going through the middle. I think that MGR tried to go through the middle there, and he did so. 1 out of avoidance, I think, and 2 out of just going for it. But Firepower takes the benefit of that, keeps hold of 3rd place, and MGR now with Bradders, a very feisty Bradders right behind him now.
Yeah, Brad's really trying to get that position back. He doesn't want to lose much because he doesn't want to have to be in this battle when it comes up.
But now the speed,
Blake gets off a little bit.
But now the speed of the Audi comes into play. I mean, it's similar to the Peugeot, but obviously it's still a hybrid all round the outside of Firepower there, and absolutely on the outside of Firepower there, absolutely mugs him. So yep. Holding position there, and let's now look at the GT battle. Back to the GTs, and it is TY still in the lead with Stevie second, Rodders in 3rd, closing on the leaders. But then Woo Woo now has got a bit of a freight train behind him. He's got Bidster, Red Bull, and Neil Farmack for company.
And now they're really going to have to see who's going to try to get this battle out going into turn 1.
Bidster looking to the inside. Woo Woo absolutely defending for his life here. Bidster on the outside, trying to look for a run up the hill, but no way found. Woo Woo defends hard in the Mercedes, and the Jaguar has to hold horses here. Quite a lot of intense battling going on for the start of an endurance race. Back to DPI's though. We've had Keith off the road at the last corner, and Bradders goes through into 2nd place. So the Toyota's just starting to fall a little bit here as Bradders goes through in the Audi, and now Will's cleared off though in the Porsche. Will absolutely clearing off here in the Porsche.
And took real advantage of that start that happened there, and now trying to stay away from that battle. As long as them battle back there, then they're going to be losing time this up front, so they really need to try to settle in and see if they can't catch the leading car.
We've got a car off. MGR's off. MGR's off. He's hopping and skipping and into the wall. He's done a full spin there, went too hot into the uphill left-hander, and he's gone completely round, spins the car back round. But that, again, another very bad race for him, and I don't think he likes the track one single bit.
Yeah, it's really difficult, especially these prototypes, and that Lexus just really didn't seem like it was handling well around here. So we're going to have to see if he can't maybe get some consistency in that car and try to see if he can gain some time.
Yeah, and it is the TSO30 that he's in, so the 2012 hybrid, so a bit of a blend of the speed and the downforce, but still not very good on mechanical grip on those cars, but obviously going to be quite timid through that midsection. But just struggling with the car a bit. But in GTLM, TY pulling out a gap now on Stevie, starting to gap him a little bit. Stevie under pressure from Rodders, and then everyone else behind. Red Bull is at the front of the other pack behind. Red Bull's passed everyone. He's gone past Woo Woo, past Bids. Bids is down to the back of the field as well. So Red Bull with an absolute, probably a few send moves, but absolutely brilliant stuff from Red Bull.
Yeah, he's really trying to be aggressive on soak and start, trying to get a breakaway like we are seeing these prototypes. And Keith and Firepower have both moved back in front of Bradders. So I don't know if an issue happened or what, but they have gotten in front and have cleared a gap.
Yeah, Bradders down to 4th place. We're just watching the GT battle there as we saw the Woo Woo get past Red Bull there into turn 1. So good move from the Mercedes driver. Red Bull literally pushing the back of that Mercedes round that corner. That mid-engine car has much better turning in the long fast corners, which Willow Springs has a few of. But yeah, definitely. Well, he's on the back of him now, but Woo Woo takes back the position. But now we've got looking back at Bradders. Yeah, he's still on the two Toyotas, but he's not able to challenge really.
Yeah, he's really just going to have to try to see if he can't just get some consistency on that car also and keep it on the track, because when he can keep on the track, he has the pace, and he's already starting to close that gap up a little bit.
The one thing he's got to watch out as well is the fact that obviously I know the Audi doesn't have too much in the way of hybrid, because obviously it doesn't charge very well, but when the power does go down, it's all through the rear wheels, whereas the Toyota and the Porsche, the hybrid comes through the front end to sort of give it a temporary four-wheel drive, so they've got to be careful with that. Now, Will is on the start-finish line, and what has he got to do next? He's got to pass the GTL Enfield. He goes purple, 102.1, but he's got to now look at the GT field. If you look at all the GT field, they're in two big packs of 4 or 3, so he's got a lot of cars to pass here, and he's not got a good place to do it.
No, it's going to come up in one of the worst places on track to pass, so he's really going to have to see if he can't just be patient.
Oh, meanwhile, Red Bull and Woo Woo contact there. Sorry, Will, but Red Bull and Woo Woo contact going up the hill there as Red Bull gets back past Woo Woo with quite a bit of contact there, so a bit forceful, but he goes through into 10th place overall. And now actually Will's got a prime place to overtake him here because he's on the straight, passes one car, and now hopefully he can pass all these cars before they start turning into the apex of the corner. But they're trying to leave him a bit of room. It's going to be close.
And he just sneaks it through to get in through the last bit of the corner, so getting very lucky with that traffic.
Yeah, very lucky with the traffic first time round, and that's what you want, to build a bit of more confidence. Woo Woo very wide out the last corner, almost ends up hopping and skipping into the pit lane, but luckily survives. And now Neil Farmack in the Corvette comes alongside on the outside and goes through into 11th place overall. And Woo Woo now he's going a little bit backwards, unless I think he might be getting a bit rattled by Red Bull here. A little bit of red mist approaching the Mercedes.
Yeah, he's really just going to have to try to just keep calm, because if not, it's going to end up being a very long race. If he just ends up wanting to be aggressive the entire time, it's going to cause a major issue.
And speaking of major issues, Bradders has caught the traffic in the worst place possible, and he's now got the two Toyotas all over the back of him. Massive train of cars here. Bradders trying to go around the outside, leaves the door open for Keith there. He'll have a little sniff down the inside, but no way through. But now they've got to try and get past all these cars again. Keith, was it?
Keith
off.
Completely around.
Yeah, we can see it on the screen now. Well, yeah, good spot there, but Keith round. Not sure if there was contact, but not sure if you saw that, Will. But there was. I didn't see any contact, but we didn't. I couldn't see it on the screen.
I caught it just as it was happening. He just went way too wide, trying to, almost like he understeered, and when it did, He just kept going all the way out the gravel. Yeah,
as Brad now goes through into second place. Blake, after all that, up into third place. Firepower getting caught out with the traffic now, and it's all happening here. Bradders has cleared the traffic. Firepower and Blake are still in it. Firepower's having awful trouble with this traffic. He's not able to get through. He's passed one Jaguar, but he's now got to try and get past the other one. So obviously not the most confident in traffic, Firepower, but yeah, he's don't really know what to say, but he's having trouble here.
Yeah, I mean, it's just really trying to get, because I mean, a lot of these guys, they just want to have a good clean race like Firepower. He doesn't want to take anything too far, so he's really trying to just keep this safe.
MGR's off again.
Oh, and MGR is off again. But the problem with trying to be safe with Ian here is he's going to lose a lot of time to Blake in that Porsche in front.
Oh, Blake's off! Blake's rallycrossing. He's on the rallycross section on the inside. He's going to come back onto the track. Oh my word! How did they all avoid that? I know he was ghosted, but my God, that was close.
Yeah, that was very close. Luckily, he was ghosted, so it didn't cause a major incident there.
That could have been a whole lot worse, but Firepower now back up into third place, and now he gets a good chance to clear the traffic because he's got a nice straight to do it on. He can get past Neil Farmack. He might just be able to get past Red Bull, not quite sure. Let's go on board with Firepower now. He can't get Red Bull just yet. He's looking into the next corner, accelerates past on the outside and goes through. So finally through the traffic, but he's lost a lot of time to Bradders. I would say that's a good 5 or 6 second gap now.
Yeah, he's going to have a very big gap now. and he's got to try to have to make that up to see if he can't use some of this traffic to his advantage.
And now Keith is trying to recover, and he's got Blake in his sights after Blake spins, so they're still trying to work their way through this traffic for the first time. Keith's like, I've done this once already, do I have to do it again so soon? But yeah, the Zimmer frame racing car not able to get through the traffic very well. Will, the race leader, early into the pits.
A very early stop. Not sure why it's stopping this early.
But he's out in front of everyone. That's very important. He's out in front of the rest of the field. He's already done his stop. Looking good for Will here.
Yeah, I mean, still was able to get out in front of everybody. Because I mean, still the nearest person is Browder's in second. He's just now coming through turn 2 or turn 1. Excuse me.
Yeah. So Will then in the lead with a pit stop in hand. Bradders in second place. Firepower now finally clear of the traffic in third. Blake now is thinking, oh, I've got to do all this again. Come on, and Blake's going through the traffic now. Keith just about not far behind Blake. Blake getting stuck behind Stevie Rodders and TY here, but trying to go around. But Stevie at the same time is attacking Rodders on the inside and going through into 8th place, and he goes through there. So Stevie with a fantastic move there on Rodders, well set up there. But Blake is going to be kicking himself. He can't get past this traffic.
Yeah, Blake is really also struggling.
A whole lap
with
almost.
This traffic.
He's almost had just over half a lap behind this traffic now, Will, and he's just about trying to pass Rodders there as he goes round the outside. Keith's now on him as well. He's going to have to try and get Stevie here as well, trying to sneak it down the inside before Stevie can turn in, and we've got Keith now trying to follow as well. Very, very, very bad place to have traffic. TY's off! TY's off! Was the contact again with a DPI? I don't think so, because they're not waiting for him. But Stevie's going in the pits. TY's off. He might pit now as well. But Red Bull's coming in. Wow, what an event! And TY is in the pits there. But was the contact there, Will? Did you see any?
I didn't see any, but the camera was at a bad angle behind, so I really couldn't see the prototype in the way. I'm just almost wondering if there were just too many cars there, and just one of them things that just comes up on you too quickly, and just next thing you know, you're in the gravel. Yeah,
TY now rejoins behind. He's in 11th place behind Woo Woo and Neil, Farmack and Stevie, so he's not lost too much time, but still it's going to put a bit of, he's going to have to put a bit of work in now to get the places back. So we have now Rodders leading the in the Mercedes, but he will probably have to pit at some point to try and counteract the others.
He really is. Now, one thing, did Bradders pit, but his tires don't look like he did, because that gap has gotten, it's large between first and second.
Yeah, Bradders has not pitted, and if you look, Bradders on lap 12 with 1:15.4, so he's had an off. He's had an off that we didn't see while we were looking at those other battles. So Bradders has lost time because he's got Firepower now right behind him. I mean, I know Firepower's a quick driver, but he can't catch Bradders that quick without Bradders making a mistake. But Bradders, 1:15.4 on lap 12, that's the answer. So he goes down, well, he's still in second place, but the gap is way small now. And then we've got Keith 4th, Blake 5th. They've still not pitted as of yet. MGR has though, and he's Jesus. Every time I go to MGR's car, he's either on in the sand or he's drifting like a boss. He's just not handling well at all. Trying to go around the GTLM leaders now, and on the gravel and off. On the gravel and off the other side, spits him out the other side, and oh my word, these GTLM guys will be having an absolute heart attack with MGR behind them.
Yeah, because they're really going to be trying to watch that car, because, I mean, if he goes off in the wrong spot, that just screws their race up, and they had nothing to do with it.
Firepower, Keith and Blake all in the pits. Firepower just coming out of the pits now to rejoin in 3rd place. Keith and Blake in more or less at the same time. Battle of the pit crews here between the Toyota and the Porsche. The Toyota is out first. Blake is out second. He's got more fuel in than Keith though, so again, little bit different strategy, or is that the Porsche using more fuel, Will?
I mean, it could be that Porsche using more fuel, because the hybrid systems, they both deploy off the same type of way, but they just could not be deploying, more. The Porsche could be using more engine power than hybrid around here.
Yeah, and the Toyotas might hold the charge better. It was just, I don't know, it's one of them hybrid things. But now we've got Stevie still in the lead of GTLM with Neil and TY running in unison, the two Corvette teammates together. They've just been passed around the outside by Will, lapping the traffic and expertly getting through there as well. Brad is finally in the pits to answer your question, Will.
Finally goes in and pits on lap 15, so we're really starting to see a big difference, because I mean the first pit that we have from Will was back on what, lap 10, lap 11? So I mean really 4 different lap strategy here. Maybe might help in the end, making a less pit stop.
So Firepower now moves into second place. Will's got a massive lead. He's got half a lap on second place in his own class. So amazing lead there for Will. But keeping it could be a different story, because he's got to make sure that he keeps it consistent, keeps it out of trouble with the traffic as well, and no mistakes. So Firepower second. Brad is off the road in third. Brad is off the road. I'm coming to him in his rally crossing onto the dunes. That is not a Quattro, Brad is. Read the description. It is not a Quattro. It is a prototype. Meant to stay on the tarmac, not the sand. But yeah, Brad is definitely thinking he's in a Group B car there.
Yeah, really trying to push. Is more pushing it too hard, because I mean these prototypes are kind of split, so a lot of, on a full tank. So really the balance of the car is really going to be affected. So the handling is really going to change, and it's something that a lot of these guys aren't used to, because they're used to on low fuel runs. Yeah,
and the heavy car is going to be a different beast to the car on half a tank. So it's quite a bit of weight difference, and it'll mean that the tyres get scrubbed more with the extra weight on the car. So Keith behind him shouldn't really have too much trouble with a third of a tank less fuel getting past him, and also he's just done his personal best, Keith, a 102.7.
So Keith really trying to get some of that pace back there.
Side by side for the leading GTLM. We have TY in 7th place. He's gone to the lead ahead of Stevie. Side by side through the second to last corner they were, and TY got the position, so he must have got a good run out of the previous complex section, Will, and got a good run. But Stevie now on the counter attack.
Yeah, Stevie's now going to try to tuck in and draft him, maybe see if he can't figure something out in turn 1. But that was a brave move by TY. Here comes Stevie looking at the inside, but he's going to stay on the inside, but TY is going to get a good run on the outside of the corner.
And he gets the inside for the next right-hander, and TY hold position, but the front engine cars have got more tyre wear. Neil Farnack's tyre wear is a lot worse than both Stevie and TY's, but Stevie, you can see he's hungry for this, but he has got more fuel on board than TY as well. So again, while we're enjoying this battle, you've got to keep crunching the numbers with the strategy, Will. It's a hard one mentally.
Yeah, it really is, especially with the GT guys not knowing what lap the prototypes are on. They're really going to have to be figuring out what they need to do. There is a car off, not sure which one.
Last corner, it's MGR again, visiting his favourite corner that he really loves. Unfortunately, now in a bad one in this one. Just been to see as well. Bidster is in a bit of a wins racing team sandwich here. He's surrounded by Mercs.
And he's really going to...
Rodders to the inside! Whoa! Rodders to the inside has a look at Bids and takes himself off the road. So Rodders there getting a bit desperate there, Will.
Yeah, a lot of times just the concertina of these cars bunching up and just, a little contact between Willow and looks like Bid there. Bid's going to go through and take the spot, but Willow's going to try to stick it down the inside and see if he can't keep it, but he's going to tuck right in behind Bidster. Yeah,
they had contact there, Will, because I just saw was the Firepower in the DPI was coming past him on the extreme inside, so I think they were both trying to give him a bit of room and just ran out of track. So, but they do hold position there and they don't spin each other around, so that's good. Both cars keep going. Woo-Woo's tyre wear. Wow, look at Woo-Woo's tyre wear, Will, compared to Bidster's. Big difference.
Yeah, a major difference in tire wear. These front engine cars are really wearing tire, except for a bit in that Jaguar. They're really trying. I mean, tire wear is going to be a big factor here with these tight corners like that. And understeering is going to send you right off into the gravel, which, as we've seen, has been very deadly.
Yeah, very deadly indeed. And we've got also the battle for third place in DPI coming through, passing the GTLM cars as well as Keith. Oh, Keith with the send down the inside. Bradders goes to the outside and takes himself off. Again, these DPIs getting overly desperate with the gaps, and Bradders paying the price there.
Yeah, I mean, that was I don't know if he could have just held up there and waited, but I mean that really was a move that really shouldn't be being pulled off. I mean, halfway into a race, I mean, just took him out. He was battling for third there, so I mean that really probably could have just taken him out of contention.
Yeah, and but I suppose on the other hand, Will, it is hard to make a split-second decision when you're going that fast around the corner, balancing the throttle and the brake, and the car could just spin round at any moment. It is quite an uncertainty, and it's a lot easier said than done.
Yeah, I mean it probably was one of those things that it's just it came so quickly, you just didn't know what to do, or just couldn't react fast enough.
And Stevie back to the lead of GTLM in the Audi, and doing well to hold off the Corvettes, but he's got both of them to contend with here. Red Bull's not really anywhere to be seen. He's sort of a bit further back round the corner, so he isn't too far away. Red Bull, he's not doing too bad, putting in consistent laps, but he's still not up with the front runners just yet, as TY nowhere near Stevie into the first corner there. And now Blake and Keith on the back of this.
Blake and Keith now see what they do.
Side by side. And Keith goes round the outside of Neil Farmack and Blakeney. He wedges Blakeney behind Neil Farmack on the racing line and goes round the outside of both cars. Very smart driving there by Keith, and that's using your head.
Yeah, I was really smart by Keith using that Corvette as a pick to make it to where giving Blake not a way to get around. Which now Blake has gotten around and caught right back up to Keith now with that Corvette, not really letting Keith by him because he doesn't have to.
Yeah, and you see a lot of that in the IMSA Championship as well, with the speed between the prototypes and the other cars as we go almost 3 wide down towards the next bit as they're passing the GTLM leaders, and they do so quite cleanly there. So Keith and Blake go through, and Stevie and TY are left to resume their battle for GTLM honours. But now Brad is on the back of him, but he's going to wait for the straight. Oh, he's trying to go around the outside of TY. A very dangerous place to go around the outside there, because it's so easy for a GTLM car to run wide there.
Yeah, it really is, especially with how these GT cars like to understeer through that last corner. I mean, it's really brave if you want to make a pass through there.
That's like trying to pass on the last corner of Road Atlanta. You're just asking to be hit into that outside wall.
Yeah, I mean, because they both tighten up. I mean, it's kind of the same type of corner, really. I mean, they're quick and they tighten up, and it's really easy to understeer.
Yeah, we've got 2 cars in the pits. We've got Tim and Neil into the pits at the same time. So Tim in the Jaguar, and we've got Neil Farmack in the Corvette, both into the pits. And Neil Farmack out first, 60 litres of fuel into the Corvette, and the Jaguar of Tim out, and 83 litres of fuel into the Jaguar. So the Jaguar again being more thirsty than the Corvette, like we saw in the previous race with Brad.
Yeah, I mean, these Corvettes are really, I mean, surprisingly not doing that bad in fuel. As MRG is off again.
Yeah. There you go, Will, as you were.
But yeah, these Corvettes don't seem to be using the fuel that we thought they would be. They're doing quite decent on the fuel here. I figured they would be really bad, but then again, the straights aren't as long as the leader of overall is in.
Yep, Will into the pits. We're looking at that now. 1 litre of fuel left, so judging the fuel to perfection here. Lap 23 of 40 for him, so just over the half distance mark. A lot of fuel going into that car, Will. A lot of fuel.
You know, maybe trying to see if they can fuel till the end and just do a tire stop.
Yeah, which it could work with the gap he's got, so why not take a chance and then splash and dash at the end if you get a bit short on fuel. Yes, he has. Full tank of fuel on Will's car and a set of soft tyres. Maybe later on we'll see a little top up and a quick dash of tyres, which you'll probably see him still be in the lead, because second place Firepower is only just at the start finish line, so he's got a good 1/3 of a lap on the next car. So not too bad so far. He's been quite good with traffic, but Firepower, don't write him off.
Yeah, no, Firepower is not that far off. I mean, he even has a good gap himself. Firepower is going through midway through turn 2, and the car in third is just now coming through turn 1. So he also has a good gap. So he might start playing with strategy here too to see what he can do to catch the leader.
Yeah, and Keith has come into the pits here, and he's just gone for a little bit more fuel, 2/3 of a tank in the Toyota there. TY into the pits in the Corvette. Stevie has gone round. This could be a changer for GTLM. We have Red Bull in as well, so Red Bull's come in trying to see if he can do it about TY, but Stevie then left to go round, and TY probably will take the lead of the class here, Will, with the fresh tyres on the outlap.
Yeah, he'll probably end up staying in the lead here. Because these tires are starting to get pretty bad with some of these GT guys. So
full tank
really
of fuel for TY. Maybe not.
TY going to full tank. So maybe he's trying to see if he can't backtrack this race till the end, see if he can't just do a tire stop.
Stevie is absolutely sideways in that Audi. Again, I think he's doing what Bradders is doing in DPI and turning that thing into a quattro. He's gone round. Stevie's spun on his own. He's spun on his own. And that's not what you want on your in-lap at all. Oh my word, he's gone round. And I said about being a quattro, and our commentators cursed it again. Stevie goes completely round. He's only just rejoining now. And TY he'll not know about this, or he might do if Stevie yelled on the mic at the time, but TY will be rubbing his hands together.
Yeah, because that'll really help TY close that gap up now, especially with him pitting. Probably also going to see Rada's pit and Woo pit, because, Woo's low on fuel. Rada's tires aren't that great, so, this could really help the Corvette team out.
Yeah, Stevie now comes in, and his mechanics will have to put earplugs in, because A, because of the car being loud, and B, because of the language coming from the cockpit probably after that spin.
Yeah, Stevie cannot be happy with that in-lap, so he's really going to have to put some work in and try to get back up to his class.
TY goes in, Woo takes the lead, but he's not pitted yet, so TY will theoretically be your leader after Woo pits, but Woo now holding up TY a bit, unless he's trying to let Rodders get away a bit and let Rodders have a quicker pit stop, but TY now with the Mercedes car in front of him, and Red Bull then in 10th overall. He's gone a bit heavier on fuel as well. Then we've got Bidster in 11th. Stevie now comes out behind Bidster, but he's put less fuel in than TY again. So again, the strategy's fluctuated in this one. We've seen a lot more different strategies in this one than we are in the first race.
Yeah, we really are. We're starting to see some of these guys. Oh, and the leader is off, but catches it. But yeah, we're really starting to see some of these strategies play out in this race, because that really hurt a lot of the GT guys last race.
Yeah. Which leader was it that went off, Will? Was it Rodders or Will?
It was the overall leader coming off in the last corner, but that pit entry really helped him get that grip to stay on track.
Yeah, as didn't have that extra runoff area, he'd have been well into the pit lane. But yeah, he's just got to keep it consistent. He don't want to do any mistakes. He's still got about half a lap over firepower, as we see Rodders then into the pits, as well as Woo. So both Mercedes cars into the pits. Now I wonder what they're going to do on fuel here. But now we see TY officially take the lead back in GT. But he's now got Red Bull for company. He loses one Audi and he gains another.
Looks like Rada's takes about 3/4 of a tank, while Willow only takes a half. So I guess they're
very
trying
different.
to spend less time in the pit lane when they do pit. That's really going to hurt them later on when they go to stop and have to take more fuel than everybody else.
Yeah, but again, also he'll be a lot faster in this stint. So it's definitely all about strategy, weighing up the different ways of doing it and looking at the opponents around you. Tim not really getting up to speed with this Jaguar, unfortunately. He's still driving quite well and consistently. He's just not quite got the overall pace, unfortunately. But hopefully in a few races he'll get the hang of the car. So let's have a little rundown overall with the positions then, Will. So I want to run through DPI, I'll let you run through GT LM. So DPI leader is Will M79 in the lead. Firepower is in second, due to pit soon. Blake is in third, but he's in the pits. Bradders will be third now. Bradders in the pits now in fourth. Key fifth, going wide out the last corner, but somewhat holding it, and Stevie does the same thing. And MGR is in sixth place.
And starting off with the GTL infield, we have TY, which his strategy that got him back up to the front. Then we have Red Bull in second, Bid in third, Stevie in fourth, Neil in fifth, Rada's in sixth, Ulu in seventh, and Tim in eighth.
Just looking at that GT battle there, we're getting quite close there between Neil Farmack and Rodders there. Very close between them two. In fact, actually, they're going to be going side by side into this next corner by the look of it now. Rodders not able to get alongside the Corvette. And obviously the Corvette, the least fuel and a bit more out of sync with these other cars. But if Neil can keep this going to about lap 30, he could be in for a good finish here.
Yeah, he really could. If he can just keep in there and just hang on a little bit. He has two cars dead in front of him, so he might be able to pull himself back up with a good pit stop and a good pit strategy on when he's going to make that final stop.
And a little update in the DPIs as well. We've got Keith, Blake and Bradders all running very close together, a couple of seconds between them, and Keith goes to pass Red Bull, has to back out of it a little bit, and Blake's going to pass the lot of them. Blake passes Keith and passes the GTLM cars at the same time, and again Keith pulled a blinder earlier in the traffic. Now Blake says, there you go, karma, I can do that as well. Blake with a brilliant smart move there, Will.
Yeah, I mean, he was really just judging the gap that he had and just put it through there. I mean, that really helped him out, because when Keith backed out, he got an amazing run. So now he's going to try to see if he can't run away, because, I mean, that Porsche is strong here. He just has to find out that balance and what he needs to do to get that gap pulled out.
Just a little question. Obviously, a lot of the viewers will be curious, but in real life IMSA, you see a lot of American tracks being quite narrow. Do they usually have this much trouble with the traffic in the actual real life IMSA?
Sometimes, yes, because with the tracks being so narrow and how big these prototypes are now. I mean, especially when there's certain GT cars you pass that are known for being very wide, it can come down to a struggle. I mean, especially when in real life IMSA, you run 5 classes. I mean, at Daytona today and last night we saw, I mean, just going 4 wide on the banking coming out, and the prototypes having nowhere to go. So
be patient. Yeah,
it's just really being patient and using what's around you to get those runs.
And just going back to this race that we're looking at now, Red Bull takes the lead of the GTLM class past TY. Before, just as we were talking about that, Will, and he did a nice little move there on TY and takes the lead cleanly. So again, an Audi back at the front of the field, and
MRG way off into the tire barrier in the last corner.
Yeah, car off at the last corner, major off there for MGR, having an awful lot of trouble. Not a lot of fuel left in that car either, so he'll be due in the pits, and he's got a nice bit of clear track to rejoin now. And MGR is going to go off after this, probably go straight to bed, because my God, he'll be having nightmares.
Yeah, he really has not had a good night. That whole team over there has really not had a good night. I mean, his teammate didn't start this race, so they're really going to be hurting for team points after this one.
Keith and Bradders side by side in DPI. Toyota versus Audi down towards turn 1, and it's Keith on the inside, Bradders on the outside, trying to hold it around the outside, and Bradders goes through. And brilliant move there from around the outside, carrying the momentum on in a corner where the Toyota you think could be faster, but Bradders has got very little tyre wear because he pitted on lap 27. So I think so. He's very little tyre wear there for Brad, and Keith obviously a bit more there. And we've got another yellow flag car off. We've got a car backwards. That's MGR again. So MGR being a bit more of a hazard than he is racing in this, but he's at least it's ghosted him, so that's a good thing. But but we're back to the battle there. So we've got, but now if we look at the lap times, Firepower on a 104. He's just come out of the pits, I think, on another, because he did a 116 last time. Firepower 104, Blake 102. So Blake is closing on Firepower.
Yeah, I mean, Blake has really found some pace in that car. I mean, on this lap, he had a purple sector, so he is really starting to find some pace and shoot and just.
Bradders goes purple overall. 101.4.
So Bradders is really starting to find the pace in that Audi. See if he can't bring that car back up.
Looks like the race is heating up again, Will. We've just I've had the middle analytic bit of the race where people are looking at strategies and all sorts, and now we are into the proper hard flat out racing towards the end. The DPIs have only got 8 laps left, and the GT LMs will probably have about maybe 5-ish, 5-6. So we're in the latter stages of the race now, so this is where strategies are going to be starting to see if they're going to pay off.
Yeah, now this is where your strategy is really going to start to unfold. At this point, if you're changing strategy, you're either that far off to where you're just trying anything, or it's just a split-second decision on who is in front of you and what they do. Because if who in front of you and they're pulling away from you is pulling away and you're kind of lagging back, you're going to want to change your strategy to just try anything to see if you can get back in front of them.
Exactly, mate, yeah. And Will has just gone purple in the second sector with tyres that have done from a full tank of fuel. He's still finding purple sectors. He's done a 102.0 that last time round, so absolutely on the ball here, Will. And he's on he's still got half a tank left, so he's definitely going to make it to the end of this race by the look of it, and might be able to do it on one stop. And second place car is in the next gaggle of cars that he's about to lap. So absolutely incredible race here by Will so far, but we'll try not to jinx him too much like we've done the others. But Firepower second place in DPI, and then we've got Blake. He's just struggling with the traffic there, and Bradders could see an opportunity to have a go here, Will.
Yeah, and it looks like he does. Blake is going to stay in front of Bradders, but it's going to be a drag race down to the last corner. But Blake's going to have that inside, so he's going to really get the better run. But it looks like Blake was trying to set up to see if he can't stick his nose in, but he's going to stay behind.
Close to Tim on the way out as well. Luckily Tim was going to the pits, but that was close. Blake not giving it a single inch to the car there. As Bradders does a little look to the inside as Bidster comes out the pits in the Jaguar, but Blake's still holding on, but he's under a lot of pressure here from Brad. Good to see Brad able to put the pressure on as well. It's good to see the Audi finally competitive.
Yeah, that Audi has really been struggling too in this season, but I mean he's really trying,
especially
to see
at the first round.
Especially at the first round.
Oh, so he's off! Right now, we've jinxed him. He's off. He's spun. He's gone round. Oh no! We were just as we start talking good about him, he's gone round. He just went too deep into that corner, Will, and we're not really seeing too many people run too wide there. But unfortunately, Brad being one of the unlucky few there, and he goes round. So he's got to do all that work again now.
Yeah, he's going to have to do a lot to get that car back up there. And I mean, he might be able to use that lead car with the pace it has just to draft and stay with him. And
there's a big tyre difference, Will. There's a big tyre difference though, because remember Will's on a one-stop.
Yeah, so I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how these last strategies play out.
So, whoa, leaders off, leaders off. Will getting a bit raggedy there, and Bradders goes to the outside, and he'll want to try and unlap himself if he can. But Will says, nope, stay there. I'm in the lead. You can stay behind me. So Will holds the lead then. And Blake then giving a bit of a rest from Blake. But Keith isn't too far back, but he's not quite on the same lap pace as Blake here. So it's going to take a few mistakes, I think, from Blake for Keith to close up.
Yeah, Blake's gonna have to make a couple mistakes here. Now, also, that Blake has reeled Firepower in. That gap is not as big as it was. So
that is quite close.
Battle for second,
and they are catching the GTLM leaders, who are still battling Red Bull and TY. TY will be fed up of seeing Audis in this race. He'll be fed up of seeing green Audis. But if you look at the tyre, just look at the tyre wear difference just briefly as well as Firepower makes his way. Oh no, they're going into the pits. We can't see the tyre difference. But I was just going to say the rear left tyre on the mid-engine car was probably just as bad as TY's front left. So the tyre wear pretty even apart from obviously the different things. Oh, just tyres, hardly any fuel going in TY's car. He's already out of the pits. Whereas Red Bull has to put a bit more in.
TY's going to make the jump and take the lead, so he must know that there is not much left in this race.
Yeah, so, and also TY had a lot of remember TY from earlier, he had a lot of fuel in the tank because he did a full tank of fuel earlier. So that just shows you how the strategy comes back to you. You suffer at first and it comes back to you. And now Will trying to close up to the traffic and then get past TY here, but he's struggling to do so. And Bradders could unlap himself here, but no, he's not going to. Oh, no, he is going to. Will goes off the track. Will goes off, but he's kept it and not spun it round, but you don't want to be doing that too much.
No, you can tell them tires are just dead, and it's really struggling right now.
Yeah, very, very old tyres, but again, that's what you get through in a one-stop. But then again, Will has got that much gap over Firepower that he could do a quick stop for tyres if he wanted to. But it's whether he wants to.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I mean, there's 2 laps to go, so I don't know what they're going to do.
Keith in, and he needs fuel.
So it's like Keith will be in now. I don't know about the rest of the field. Will's going to stay out again, so I guess he's just going to
go to the end. Will's going to the end. He's just going to suffer and go to the end. Blake, Firepower then are back there. And Keith comes out, fresh tyres just behind Brad. But again, remember, Keith on fresh rubber, 3 laps, qualifying laps. This is not over.
No, it's not. I mean, the tyre difference there, Keith could, if he put some good laps in, he could catch.
So back to GTLM, just to give you a little rundown quickly. TY in the lead of that from Red Bull, and he's on fresh tyres now. Rodders in 3rd place in class on very old tyres, and Stevie on more or less fresh rubber. Right behind him, looks like Rodders is going to get past here at some point. I think it's more of a matter of when, not if.
Yeah, I mean, them tyres are really starting to look old, so now it's going to see
fuel.
Who is going. And the fuel difference. So, I mean, I wonder if
Stevie gets the end on that, though.
That's gonna be difficult. I mean, there's only 2 laps to go, so these GT guys don't actually. There's 2 laps to go, so these GT guys may not know, and they might pit.
Yeah, exactly right. They might not know that. Exactly right. They might not know that, and they're going to have to see if they can do it. But meanwhile, the leader has lapped the whole field. He has lapped every single car. He's on the penultimate lap of the race. Will's looking good for the win here. Brad is still keeping ahead of Keith for 4th place, just behind there. And obviously now the thing is they can battle, but they can't pass Will. So that's going to be really entertaining.
Yeah, I mean, with these old tires, he might be backing Blake up to him, or excuse me, he might be backing Brad up to Keith. So now that might be a battle that starts out on this last lap.
Yeah, so that could be a good one to see, but Will not quite on the last lap yet. Let's have a little look back at Red Bull Stevie. Yeah, Stevie has passed Rodders. Rodders isn't going to make it to the end on fuel, I don't think. He's going to be very tight if he does.
Yeah, it's going to be very tight if he can make it to the end. He's going to have to try. I don't know if he's going to have to fuel save or what, but
if he does for a splash and dash, Bids will have him.
Yeah, I mean, he can't pit, really.
No, he can't afford it. Oh, Stevie, look at Stevie's fuel. In 3rd place in class. He's dangerous as well.
Yeah, oh yeah. This is going to be an interesting...
This is going to be mad. This is going to be mad, Will. But anyway, on the last lap, we have Will in on the last lap. He's just ahead of Bradders and Keith, and don't knock the leader off yet. Jeez. But, Keith to the inside of Brad! Oh, with the send! Keith with the send on Brad takes advantage of Will's slow car on the apex and goes through. But now Brad's got prime drafting point. But remember, if Will crosses the line, this will be their last lap position. So we're going to keep with Will, and we're going to look at the battle behind as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see if Brad can get that draft and maybe try to send it up in the last corner. But I think that gap is just starting to pull out too much.
Yeah, but now Will's slow on the apex. He's going to come out the last corner. Will is going to... Oh, Keith's off the road and Brad gets him, but Will wins the race. Will wins the race. Fantastic win for Will. Brad has nicked Keith on the line. Keith will be kicking himself, but a fantastic win for Will. Ultimate domination there from Will, and a fantastic job there by him. And, yeah, brilliant stuff. Let's look at the next cars across the line. It's going to be TY for the GTLM win, but they're now the two Audis are together, but Steve looks like he might run out of fuel here.
Yeah, Stevie is cutting it really close on fuel. I don't know if he's going to make it to the end.
TY wins the race. Stevie runs out of fuel on the line, with Red Bull just behind him in 3rd. Honourable to his teammate, but TY with a fantastic win there as well. Rodders comes home for 4th place in class, with Bids behind in 5th. And then we've got the other car of... sorry guys, trying to get the camera sorted there. Blake and Firepower and everyone else coming across the line there. A bit topsy-turvy there towards the end. Just watching the time overall, make sure we don't miss anything. And yeah, so everyone there has crossed the line. We'll run through the orders in a moment. And we just got one car crossing the line, which is Tim. Tim just coming around the last corner now, and him and MGR not had the best race in this one. I'm just going to pause it just now, and we'll have a little look through the overall finishing order. So, Will is your... Let's have a little look at the winner's car. There is your winner, Will, in the orange Porsche there. A fantastic win for him, and ultimate domination with lapping all the field, and a mega job there by him.
Yeah, I mean, that Porsche had just some amazing speed coming out of it. Just lapping the entire field, that's just showing that, you know, that they're coming. I mean, that points battle now, a double points win, and I believe maybe a 4th in the last race. So now that points battle is going to start tightening up a little bit.
Oh yeah, brilliant for the team as well. Good points there as well. So brilliant job by Will there. And let's commend TY on a fantastic strategy for the win in GTLM as well. Brilliant win there by TY. And like I said, strategy, perfection.
Yeah, TY had, I mean, a great strategy that helped them there at the end. That really helped him get there. I mean, Stevie tried running it all the way to the end. It just wasn't there.
Yeah, just wasn't there for him, unfortunately. But anyway, let's run through the actual finishing order of that race then. So it was Will who took the win in DPI, with Blake second, a good points haul for him as well. Firepower on the podium in 3rd, a brilliant race night for him. Bradders in 4th place, and Bradders takes the fastest lap as well. For a brilliant fastest lap award there for Brad as well. Keith in 5th place in class, and 6th for MGR, who had one of the most terrible races of his life, I think. And Will, I'll let you take us through the GTLM.
And GTLM, a good strategy call by Teal. I got him the win in the Corvette, and Stevie is going to be in second with Red Bull in third, Rada's in fourth, Bid in fifth, Neil in sixth, Woo Woo in seventh, and Tim struggling in eighth.
Yeah, I was just struggling to get used to that car, and just going to come out of that and look at Tim's car while we talk. But yeah, just struggling to get used to the cars. Obviously, he got brought in after Jamo disappeared after the first round, and not done bad to adapt to the cars. But yeah, just struggling for pace.
Yeah, I mean, he really just was struggling for pace this entire race. I mean, it got thrown into the car, so probably having to learn it. But hopefully in the next couple of races, we'll see some pace come out of that car,
which would be really good for him. So we're just going to run through the championship standings, guys, before we go as well. So the championship standings are as follows. So we have this is obviously is in class order. So in Division 1, TY is in the lead on 157 with Woo Woo in second place on 143, Bidster on 136 in third, so they'll be carrying weight into the next one. Neil Farmack on 133 and Stevie on 131, so very close there for the third place. And Rodders on 125, Red Bull on 120 and Tim on 76 after joining in a bit late in the championship. And then we have in Division 2, we have the leader in that is Keith. Keith leading that championship on 167 from his teammate Firepower on 137. So domination there for the Jaguars, with Will third in the championship. So that double points really does bump him up. To third in the championship on 130, with Blake on 126, just behind his teammate there, 4 points behind. Brad is on 121, and then we've got MGR on 119, Florida Man on 99, and then we have Thundercats on 52. And then in the teams championships, guys, it's quite close in the teams as well. For the teams, TY and Neil for All American Racing Corvette on 290, Wins Racing on 268, so that's quite close there at the top. Wayne Taylor Racing, which is the Stevie and Red Bull, on 251, with the Castrol Peugeot Sport with Tim and Bidster on 212, just struggling at the back there for points. And then in Division 2 for the teams, it is Jaguar Core Autosport in the lead, so Firepower and Keith on 304, with Flying Lizard Motorsport on 256, that's Will and Blake. The AIM Team Penske on 218, which is Florida Man and MGR, so going down the order in that one after a horrible weekend for him. And then the Corvette Team Yoast on 173 for Bradders and Thunder. So lots of different places changed in that one, Will, and lots of different positions altered in the teams as well.
Yeah, and the team points have really started moving around a little bit. I mean, those last 2 weeks, last week, I mean, you're really seeing that Flying Lizard team like really shine in the prototypes, because last week got a 1-2 and then this week a 1-2 in the double points, so that's really brought that team battle down a little bit. And then especially up in Division 1, starting to have a lot of those come back together. So in these next few races, imagine to see these single points and team points really get close together and have a fight to the end.
It'd be really nice to have a close finish, yeah. So next time we are at Saint Croix A, which will be our version of
Road America.
Yes, it will be our version of Road America, as close as we can get on this game without actually having the track. So tune in next time, guys, for Saint Croix. Thank you for joining me, Will.
Yeah, no problem. Anytime. This was a great race, I mean, especially with how these cars are lapping each other. And Division 2 did really well trying to lap. I mean, it wasn't as crazy as I thought it would be. Yeah,
but race 1 was definitely the word crazy. But yeah, we'll see you guys next time for round 5 of the LPB IMSA Replica Championship, guys. Don't forget to stay tuned into LPB Racing for more stuff in the future. And we'll see you next time, guys. From me and Will, take care.